Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
Alors, eux c'est vraiment l'inquisition, hein. Clairement, il y a tout un lore autour d'eux. Ils sont pas forcément les méchants hein, dans l'histoire. C'est un peu des gardiens. Et en gros, ils attrapent toute personne qui utilise la source. Alors la source, c'est une sorte de magie. En gros, c'est de la magie. C'est plutôt de la mana, entre guillemets. Mais c'est ce qui permet de faire de la magie. Et en gros, les colliers qu'on a autour du cou permettent justement d'éviter d'utiliser de la magie. Donc ça vous rend mortel hein, totalement.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come.
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
On va éviter de se faire remarquer.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root. Her eyes squeeze shut. Drops of blood form against the dagger's edge and quickly fall to the ground. She
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think you would lie to his only son, your bishop, and your friend these many years. The fate of our realm hangs in the balance. If you will not help us save it, then you will help the void destroy it. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What
Et
a
voilà.
waste.
Donc,
Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
The lizard magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
These creatures are so prone to violence, naturally, the weaker specimens suffer.
ok. Ah. Alors, on va prendre ça, on va prendre ça, on va prendre ça, et bon, on va prendre ça pour se soigner, c'est très bien. Voilà. Alors, petite sauvegarde.
Come on then, Lexi. Pay up.
I find only bread. I want no trouble.
Bread?
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one.
Cette phase de
Griff
niche.
already knows she don't like to pay her fair share.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms.
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is no business of yours.
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment before shuffling back to the protection of his crony.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts Griff. Especially not
Côté
one of
d'élèves,
you.
conseiller aux malfrats de s'attirer. Donc pourquoi demander qui se griffe dire que... Oui, c'est du vol qualifié. Ouais, je suis un voleur, je sais de quoi je parle.
You two ought to be thanking your lucky gods it's us, and not the magisters enforcing round here. A fool never knows what they've got till it's well and gone. Now come on, elf. If you make me say it again, there's gonna be trouble.
Allez, un petit combat.
And neither will I.
We got a system, and it looks like you don't wanna...
Alors,
follow
vers
me
Fran en 2
before
secondes.
more of them trouble us.
I've an errand to run around here first. I'll catch up with you there later.
Remember, past the kitchens, down to the beach, inside the caves there. There is a safe place.
Alors, ça c'est... Hop. Hop. Courtin. Généreux tout ça. Généreux, généreux.
Did you see them, sir? Bishop Alexander and the Hammer herself, they were so close, almost within arm's reach. They were just there but a moment ago.
As you approach the blacksmith,
Alors,
you feel a bony hand on your arm. Fane leans in and whispers in your ear.
If it would be acceptable, I have an inquiry for this human. It is of a personal. And if it would not be acceptable, well, that would render this entire conversation rather awkward.
Fane approaches the blacksmith and quietly speaks to her. You can't overhear much, but he seems to be gesturing towards her head an awful lot. You lean in to see if you can make out anything else. You've heard about such devices. The first step in making a shape-shifting mask.
What is it with creeps like you and Master Niles? I told him to slither back to his dungeon, and you can get too, freak!
Fane backs away, scratching his head. It seems that didn't go as he'd expected. He is lost in thought, though. She must have said something he found interesting.
Ok.
Amidst a crowd of
And what you after? I ain't. Just seeing how it's made. She's clever, Dallas. Made these herself. For those...
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Nothing of mine needs testing. Pay or walk. Just don't waste any more of my
Ça
time.
va essayer.
Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. We used to know each other back in the day, you know. Dallas and I. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the Order, she started turning out all manner of oddities.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. That's for me to know.
Donc journal actif. Donc ça c'est l'évasion de l'île. C'est la quête principale en gros. C'est pas si grave, pour qu'il y ait un nouveau masque, tant qu'il n'ira pas récupérer son masque. Ouais, attends, je vais essayer avec du coup avec Fan. Voilà. Voilà. Ça on a appris la recette et du coup on va utiliser le mage pour parler avec elle.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts...
And what you after?
Attends. Ouais mais comme je suis à 0 avec elle...
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious. Yeah, funny enough.
She nods once.
Clever lass, her. No wonder what Alexander sees in her. Oh, I don't know. She was a sweet soul. Quiet. Loved her family. Always seemed strong as I recall, but she didn't come across as no fearless military leader back then. She was... People do change, don't they?
Ok. On ne saura pas plus.
So this is for
The
joy.
delivery. Surely you'll have one.
What a crumbling disaster.
Scram! Leave him be. Don't make me so.
Listen, I can help you if you just...
Shut up, elf.
Il me semblait c'est demander pourquoi il est enfermé ici. Ok. Ok. Il a combien? 1,
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
3, 4.
Hey, up here. You're a little light in your... Why don't you take a gander at the goodies I got? Stuff you won't find anywhere else in camp. Procured by special means. Hey, oh, nice try, Midge. Now, put that shiner away, and I'll shave a little off the top. Still on your...
Griff glances from his blade to you and back again.
Avant de se lancer dans un combat, ah, ils vont rien. Ok.
Myro. Bloody elves. I guess you mean the clown I caught stealing from my kitchen. He's not going anywhere. Supplies. A crate of food, citrus in particular. He'll talk, or he'll die quiet. Ain't been here long, have ya? No one gets to have it all. No one starves anyone else.
Ouais, sûr qu'il va tuer.
He twirls his knife between his fingers.
Divine's gone. This blade is the only god watching over Fort Joy. Alls I want is my supplies. Happy to let this clown die in a gutter instead of my kitchen. Bring back my crate, and you got your...
Putain, je vais quand même essayer de discuter avec le...
An elf, caked in...
You believe what he says? That I am a thief? Never trust the man who holds the key to another's freedom. Would you trust the fellows who strap that collar around? Like me, you look for your own freedom. Out of Fort Joy. Am I correct? I do. I prepare it myself. But you guess I need something too.
Don't tell anyone where you got this.
Griff tells you, does he not? I take his supplies, but I don't take what he thinks. I do not have his... I tell you what I know. But first, I want to make a trade. I know a way out. I show you. And you help me out finally. Progress. Griff releases me if he sees I do not have what he misses. You must find who steals them. After I am free, you are free. I see no one. In fact, I only hear the sound of Griff clearing his throat. You know how he does? Like so. For some time, I think Griff takes his own supplies. But I see the anger in him that he does not find it. He truly does not find what he seeks. I intend no harm. I want only some provisions. A bit of bread, a potato or two. Nothing Griff should be loath to give. You understand. Griff is a powerful man. Power is mysterious. In case you haven't... Thank you. And...
Trouver qui?
I know that look well enough. You're about to pop, ain't ya? Why don't you enter a match and let some of that frustration out? It's the right... Nothing I can tell you can't find out by slipping down that hatch. If you've got the spit in you.
Perhaps if those bleeding dwarves didn't eat so much.
Ah, j'ai le choix, c'est de l'attaquer, hein. Comme ça je libère l'elfe direct. Mais ça peut être très très dangereux de faire ça. Ou alors je découvre qui a volé. J'allais poser des questions à Griff.
Griff glances from his blade to you and back at you.
You already know the terms. Nothing else to say.
Attends.
Griff glances from his blade to you.
J'ai pas moyen de
and
lui
back
poser des
at you.
questions. C'est pas rare. On verra bien.
Ugly mouth of yours.
Goodness, but this place has made you cranky. Perk up, old chap. There's plenty of singletons about.
Leave me be, Sam.
I only mean that if you think about it logically, she's much better off.
Leave it, Sam. I won't say it again.
Come, old chap. Don't be unreasonable. Please, excuse us.
You're talking to me, not him, Sam.
Oh, for the love of Lucian, Balladeer. You're acting like a mad...
Say it again. What you said about my wife. Go on. Piss off. Go on, Sam.
Well, it's the truth, and you know it. She's better off. So what if it was messy? I'd rather puke myself to death 1,000 times than let the Reds get to me. If she were my wife, I'd be happy for her.
A flat smile twitches across Balladeer's lips.
She never did like you. I'll be with you soon, love.
The man looks for a moment at the corpse at his feet, then turns back toward the nearly finished coffin, bloodied hammer in hand.
Murder's a big word. And no, this here's a bed for someone 1,000 times better than that snake. Rest her soul. The love of my life. Gret. She passed in the night. Something in the stomach.
He tenderly runs a hand along the coffin's side panel.
If she were here, she'd tell me this plank is crooked. Chastise me for using warped wood on her final bed. Then she'd laugh and kiss me.
The man holds a hand to his cheek for a moment. He turns from you, lines up another nail, and hammers it.
Wouldn't know a thing about you and I, Gretty.
Ah, je vais pas le tuer. Je pourrais, hein, mais il me fait de la peine.
Ho ho! Ain't come to shake me down for my knickers, have you? They're all I got left after you buddies were through with me. Help yourself to the lint lining, Bob. That's all I got left.
I don't think I ain't watching.
Attends, il me semble que là-haut, il y a quelque chose. Ah, attends, il y a elle là.
The woman is scrabbling at her throat, as though she can hardly breathe.
Don't touch me. You're too close. This collar, this place, it's squeezing the life. Do you? You seem fine. Don't you feel how tight this collar is? And there's nothing we can do.
A little respect for Griff's right hand.
Ok.
Her hands move again to...
Ok, c'est pas très intéressant. On va retourner sur le nain.
Looky here, mates. A fresh face. We love fresh faces, don't we? Oh, yes, we do. Why don't you join us in a round of cards?
Tente une petite
First
partie
hands
première
on the
main.
house. Chuff to you, Chief. Here are your cards. You're up first.
You glance at your hand. 2 purple monarchs. A hard hand to beat.
Quite the hand, Freshy. Unfortunately, 2 is less than 5, and that's how many purples I've got. I reckon that makes me the winner.
Ça, il veut mettre une.
I'm sure the Reds told you. No one gets along without paying the interment fee. So, let's make this easy. Empty your pockets.
Ah, ça j'aime bien.
With pleasure.
Allez. A tout pété. J'ai tout cassé. J'ai tout cassé. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'on a là?
Greetings, child. Rather far from home, you and I, and during such dark times. All above and hell below. Worse than the disappearance of the divine. I find that hard to fathom.
Qu'est-ce qu'on a par là?
You there, dwarf. I'm looking for an inmate. A smallish man, thick spectacles, prone to somewhat eccentric chatter. Have you seen him? Useless.
Guest meurtrier.
It is a very important matter that I locate this Migo. Tell me if you hear mention of him.
Fella can't hear himself think with all this racket. Day and night, you hear that, Farah? You got to cut that out. What's happened to ya?
Alors, la première réponse est
she
logique.
needs help, but none that I can give. Matters a cooker, that one, and twice as loud. Distraught don't even begin to cover it. She's hollering after that child of hers, killed by a void woken she was. Been dead, and there ain't no amount of hollering that'll bring her back.
Okay.
Move aside, dwarf. Move aside. I need to find my little girl. I need to find my baby.
I told him I'd known exactly, didn't I?
The Magisters. They don't care whether we live or die. And Griff and his thugs would sooner cut out my tongue than hear a plea for help. No, they can't help me at all. I last saw her just here, near 3 days ago. She was playing with her little doll, and I was washing out her tunic. I turned from her for one moment, and she was gone. Left her doll behind too. It's so unlike her. Yes, of course. Here, you should take it with you. When you find her, give her the doll and tell her, Mummy says this is for her little chicken. And it's...
She soaks up a steady stream of tears with her shirt sleeve.
Okay.
She ought to come with you then. She ought to follow you back to me. This place turns people cold and wicked. That fellow Jeth over there speaks unutterable evil, but I can't move away from him. What if Irma comes back and I'm not here? You are an angel. Truly you are.
Bon, on a une nouvelle quête. On la fera, je pense. On finira par la retrouver. Alors, là on a quoi? Là on a le PNJ encore.
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend. even if your kind has displeased the gods so terribly of late.
You know what I mean, dwarf. The elves and lizards are no better. The lot of you would drag us all into oblivion with your blind devotion to Source. The time of Source is over.
The man wags his finger in your face.
Oh, but I do. I know a stubborn, Source-loving fool when I see one. Repent your ways, or the void will take you.
Ah non, non, il n'a pas vu. C'est pas grave. J'aime bien là, j'aime bien. Allez. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a dans la tente?
Leave me. Go. You leave me be. Leave me. Go.
She smiles and reaches out as if to touch your arm, but pulls back at the last moment.
Sorry. I almost forget sometimes. I can't wait to see what's next.
C'est vrai que la pauvre. On va éviter de faire une invocation ici. Putain, faudrait qu'elle s'arrête là.
She groans in pain.
Voilà. Ah ouais, ah oui, d'accord, ok. Ah oui, vampirisme, donc ouais, nécromancie carrément. Hop. Ok. Elle m'a mis bien là. Elle m'a mis mais tellement bien. Je garde ça de côté. Alors, c'est qu'on a récupéré des trucs. Je vais faire ça. Ça c'est bien. Lui il a quoi? Pour le reste, on peut le vendre. Ça, on a déjà appris. La poupée, on va la garder. Au moment, c'est à... de nouvelles recettes apprises. Tu vas aller par là. Wow. Ouh, ça sent le combat.
Is that thing eating corpses?
Guest meurtrier.
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you with great effort, pain apparent in every movement.
You. Quite lost. Quite lost. Careful, or they'll cross your wires. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time.
Ouais.
Now, or didn't you hear me? Where grows the yarrow? Dire, and for you too, if you want to keep your top screwed on and your wires in a row. Do you hear me? Ugh! Where does the yarrow grow?
Ok. J'ai pas le temps de m'éloigner. Fin du tour. Ah putain, je l'avais stun. Aïe. Donc l'élémentaire que j'ai invoqué est invoqué en fonction de la surface sur laquelle il est invoqué. Ce qui est plutôt cool. Ouais, je vais continuer d'attaquer. Je vais aller là. D'accord, ok. Putain. Ah putain, mais en fait ça le soigne, le poison le soigne, c'est un mort-vivant. Aïe 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 aïe, saloperie. Je suis obligé de faire ça, j'ai pas le choix. C'est très chiant, mais j'ai pas le choix. Fin du tour, hein. Ça. Voilà, pas le choix. Il est comme moi, il est comme moi. Alors attends. Je suis peut-être trop loin. Mettre là. Ça sert à rien de faire ça, mais bon. Fin du tour. Alors attends. Oh. Par l'avoir.
It's attacking! Evasive maneuvers, Quackers!
What? Alors. On a une bague, hein, bague de restauration. Je suis pas sûr que ça soit bon, ça, sur un mort-vivant. Donc la bague de restauration, on n'en a rien à faire. Où sont les bijoux là? Bijoux, 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 bijoux. Gants, bijoux, voilà. Et ça c'est l'armure, hein. Niveau 11. Putain la vache. Du coup ça, on va mettre ça dans l'armure. Bonne ceinture. Armure. Voilà, voilà. Pour le reste, hein, c'est pas foufou. Alors,
What's this?
I think the giant can finally understand us, Quercus. It certainly took it long enough. Where to begin? I disagree, Quercus. It does not need to know about the coming of the great acorn spelling doom for us all. Similarly, what happened with the Knights of Dre is our own business. Those acorn-worshipping acolytes do not scare me. No, it is enough for the creature to know that we are allowing it to accompany us so that it may act as our shield against the monsters. The great acorn has many servants. We shall need all the help we can get. Dear me! It has questions, Quercus. Why, yes, I suppose answering them is the polite thing to do. Speak! Shield! What are your queries? A giant body, but no giant brain, eh, Quercus? Surely even the tall folk know that Rivellon was bare before the great acorn fell from above and seeded the Urwood, covering this land in beautiful, perfect forests. Beautiful and perfect until the giant races, no offense, realized they could use it to build their houses and fuel their fires. They carved the Urwood up, and the forests shrank and shrank. None of the original wood remains. But someday, the great acorn will fall again. The forests will be reborn, and the giant races will be wiped from this world. Oh, Quercus, it wants answers. As if it is the first creature to ponder the big questions of the universe. What tree did the great acorn fall from? Where did that tree come from, if not a greater acorn? Could you build a nest great enough to store the great acorn for the winter? Some questions have no answers, Quercus. Why is that so difficult to understand? The great acorn will come. It will destroy the world, and squirrels will reign supreme forever. I fail to see what's so
L'écureuil qui recherche son gland géant. Ça me fait penser un peu à Scrat.
What do you say, Quercus? We once believed it was good, but now... No, quite right. As terrible as the giants have been to us, we do not want to see them wiped out. Rather, we must find a way to live together in peace, giant and squirrel. Although it would be quite a bit easier to get along if the giants would stop turning our home forests into spears and ships and things, wouldn't it, Quercus? Perhaps the shield will let them know as much.
Ok, bon. Qu'est-ce qu'on a là? Cadavre. Ok. C'est bon ça.
Don't disturb me again, unless you've seen me go. You have seen him? Tell me, where was he?
Ouais, si je dis la vérité, à mon avis, elle va m'attaquer.
The Magister goes slightly slack for a brief moment, as though nothing but her spine were keeping her upright.
And you're very sure it was him?
Ouais, je vais lui donner la chevalière.
The ring sits heavily in her hand. Her fingertips droop under its weight, and it seems about to fall to the ground when she grasps it tightly and holds it to her breast.
He was my father.
She looks at you with hatred etched deeply in the lines of her...
I didn't keep him here. I didn't want any of this. This can't be. You said he was upon the beach, yes? I need to have a look myself. This...
Attends, on va la suivre.
What did they do to him? What did they do to him? Leave me be! Leave!
Est-ce que je peux parler?
What did they do to him?
Ok, bon. Ça se voit pas ce que je suis en train de faire? Là. Tour. C'est qu'elle a quand même du PV, hein. Elle a quand même pas mal de PV. Oh. Je me suis mis bien là. Alors, je peux récupérer clé de magistère, c'est comme ça. Petit puits en or, j'ai récupéré l'anneau et ça. Autant dire que là, je me mets super bien. Alors, ça, on va mettre ça dans les bombes. Les clés. Ça là-dedans. La bague, on va la mettre là. Tiens, mes bijoux. Voilà. Ça, oui. Voilà. Nouvelle recette apprise. Bon. Ben voilà. C'était le deuxième épisode. On se retrouve au prochain. Là, je vais faire une petite pause. Je vous dis à très très vite. Et sur ce, portez-vous bien. Ciao, ciao.